I see the Black Legend every day because I am a Chicana. When people approach me, they can't even figure out if they can speak to me in Spanish because I don't always fit the stereotypical looks of a Mexican because to most people, I am tu güerita. I was born in San Mateo, California in 1985, and at 2 months old, my parents decided to move to Mexico, where I lived most of my childhood. I loved going to the rancho and being around the animals and the dirt and the river and the comidas my parents organized. And sometimes they would just sacrifice an animal, and all the ranchos, the people that lived in different ranchos gathered together. We would spend the weekends at the rancho and the weekdays at the pueblo called Union de San Antonio, Jalisco. So I could attend school. We would go on the weekdays. I'm still able to remember the history I learned in Mexico when I attended school there, such as learning about Benito Juarez, Los Niños Héroes, and El Grito de Dolores. I also remember my classmates calling me gringa because I was from El Norte. My parents decided to migrate to El Norte in 2004, and I started the fourth grade in San Jose, California. Moving to the US was exciting for me because I thought I was going somewhere where I belonged and I would finally feel like I fit in because I was born in the US and everyone in Mexico told me so, that I belonged in the Norte. Of course, that was not the case. I quickly realized because the first day my mom picked me up from school, uh, she asked me how it went, and I said I couldn't understand them, and she said, "Oh, it's because hablan inglés," and I was like, "Inglés, ¿qué es eso? Solo necesito que me cambies de escuela porque aquí no les entiendo." Um, so I do not remember learning any history in elementary, and in middle school we learned about world history. But in high school, which I should remember more of because it was the most recent, I literally remember nothing other than learning about Pearl Harbor and some AP government stuff. The reason why I don't think I remember anything is because of the bias evaluation and discriminatory treatment received in school, and to continually not to see oneself in the story of the United States or to see oneself depicted as an alternately lazy and incompetent and ungrateful to the United States must have renounced consequences on students who are often classified at risk as crew states. I do believe a lot of Latinx classmates and cousins believed in the laziness stereotype and tried to represent it by wearing PJs to school and saying they were too tired and they were too lazy to fulfill the work. I started dating my now husband my sophomore year in high school, and everyone assumed that I was going to be the first pregnant and drop out of our friend group. To be completely honest, that was my biggest fear to become pregnant, and so my papa, who had sacrificed leaving his tierra and has been working in the same place for 20 plus years, and to him giving us the greatest gift is our education, and he always says, "Yo estoy aquí para que tú puedas obtener tu educación y puedas mejorarte más que yo." And so I graduated in 2013 and started attending De Anza College. Attending college was where I first was introduced to the term Chicano, and for some reason at first I thought it was related to do with something with Asian people. I don't know why. When I learned what it meant, um, by Cheech Marin, where he states, "What is a Chicano? To be a Chicano, you have to declare yourself a Chicano. In order to be a Chicano, that makes you a Chicano. A Mexican American with defiant political attitude that centers on his or her right to self definition. I'm a Chicano because I say I am. We are the only tribe that has all chiefs and no Indians. I only learned about Chicanx and Latinx history in my Chicanx classes. I took a women's history class and questioned the professor if the only Latinx person we would ever learn about was Sor Juana Inés de la Cruz. And without hesitation, she said yes because this was not an ethnic studies class. So I transferred to UC Davis in 2016, and for the first time in my life, I thought to myself that I was smart, and I was proud of myself for getting into UCLA, UC Berkeley, UC Santa Cruz, and UC Davis. I have 9 tias. Fun fact, 8 of them are from my mom's side, so my grandma had 9 girls and 2 guys. All of them except for one said to me, hopefully you meet un güero allá para que se casen y te vaya bien. First of all, I want to point out that I'm pursuing my education because I want to be independent, and also I have been with the same person since my sophomore year in high school. And in high school, I would hear Latino students tell their friends, "Oh, you struck gold," because they were dating a white girl. Julio Novea explains, schools today, as in the past, convey minority youngsters that to be successful in school and to be a true American, they must give up their minority identities. Some Latinx and Chicanx people and my own relatives believe that the only way to be successful in life is to assimilate or associate yourself with someone who is white. If Latinx are not being included in history classes and my tias have not attended school, where else are we learning how to act? Media has been one of the biggest influences in stereotypes against Latinx Mexicans, portraying them as bad hombres. Since 1914, the first war was filmed in which Pancho Villa came out as a general acting some scenes and others demonstrated real battles of Mexican Revolution. The short film came to the movie theaters in Los Angeles, and New York. And even though Pancho Villa was an entertainment, Americans believed anything they saw in the movies was reality. Therefore, all Mexicans were bad hombres like Pancho Villa. Media was and is teaching everyone the most prevalent stereotypes about Latinos. Too often, Latinos are portrayed as being very poor and or lazy, characters who experience lack of success, people who do not have to be taken seriously and untrustworthy. Also, Cruz explains that for Latino students, their U.S. history serves as a painful reminder that they and their ancestors are either not considered a part of us history or that they exist in stereotypical fashion, taking siestas in violent combat, or as lustful Don Juans. It is no wonder that we have current president who believes all Mexicans are drug dealers, criminals, and rapists. As Latinx and Chicanx, we ourselves fall victim of the black legend. We believe we are lazy and not worthy. We tell our relatives to assimilate or find someone who will save us because all Latinos are bad hombres.